They were 2-2 on the second night of back-to-backs. Holmgren just throws up a wild one.
Oh, just Steph Castle just smothered him.
Alley-oop is good. The Fox to Devin Vassell.
Well, I'll take that for your first basket of the game. Yes.
Yep.
OKC, I mean, it's relatively new.
Castle a long ways from Castle Hills.
Excellent footwork there from Harrison.
Cornet with the block on J-Dub. Victor. Whoa, Castle up and through.
What a pass.
Harper throw it up. Wembanyaما dunks it.
Hey, finally got a little bit of space, a little bit of separation. Great pass there from Dylan Harper.
Williams deflected and stolen by the rookie. Harper all the way. Dylan Harper.
Shake it, this Alexander. Soul. Offhand up with inside. Got it.
He's second in the league in steals per game. Castle up. Cornet posterizing Holmgren. So back out. Wembanyamaa shot clock at 6. Stepping back for 3.
Oh, wow.
Talk about an ass beating. That game was fucking fun. Jesus. Wow. Best Christmas Monte Carlo 400 since this whole tradition got started in 2021. Unbelievable outcome by the Silver and Black in this Spurs game review after dark. I mean, Christmas break has officially started for me. Emily and I are sitting out work tomorrow. Technically later on today, we're going to see the Oliveras for Christmas Eve as per tradition with my dad, who said the family that belongs to. But man, best way to start Christmas break with what was a good ass Christmas party at work. A best way to like end the 2025 haircut season with cousin Kenny, and then we see the Spurs tear that shit up like Terry Labonte. And Jacob Toby's lady followed me on Instagram. Now she needs to follow my wife, my lady Emily, and Jacob needs to follow both her and me, as her being Emily. Oh my goodness. I can't fucking believe it. Unbelievable. That was the loudest I've ever been for a Spurs game in all 29 years. That was not for the championship. I haven't been that loud since the 2005 ring. Duncan's third ring, first without David Robinson. First one we won without Malik Rose since he got traded to the Knicks mid-season for Nazim Mohammed when I turned 11. 11-year-old me probably was louder that night than 31-year-old me was tonight. Holy shit, except that one, the one with the 11-year-old me involved tears of joy when Duncan was presented the Finals MVP award. Goes to show how much of a huge fan I've always been of this team and always will be until the day I'm dead at Riverside Cemetery next to my Wello. I haven't even talked about the actual fucking game yet because I am too busy expressing my fucking excitement that I'm still feeling in the air, even at 2:30 in the morning when the game ended several hours ago. Unreal. The first thing I'm going to say is, can we put on the exact same performance, belt to ass performance on Thursday so my wife can see it? That way she can see me go wild. That way also she can see what I really sound like when I'm watching these Spurs games and they're the ones, beating ass, or the opposing team they're facing is on the receiving end of a blowout or a semi-huge lead. At least, where the Spurs are the better team, and we better not have no third quarter blues on Thursday. I'm going on a killing spree. God, I don't want Emily to see that, but at least she gets to see the whole fucking team like I wanted. So that's one wish I got. So now I need the other wish for her to see her second Spurs win since, she started watching Spurs games with me at the season finale last year, after Wembanyamaa went out with the blood clot. And the Spurs Jackals, shout out to them. I can't believe they have me doing the little tradition that Wembanyamaa started. Shout out to him. Let's just talk about the actual fucking game. Holy shit. So, it looked like it was going to be a close battle from quarters 1 through most of 3. But at the end of that third quarter, we started getting hot to the point where, guess what? No third quarter blues. I mean, Lou Dort try to sell that 3-point shot as a 4-point play, but the refs didn't fall for that bullshit and called it an offensive foul. And you should have heard the colorful shit I said when that foul was called. I cannot say it here on YouTube. Actually, I can, but that would mean I have to get the censors out. And this is going to be Instagram worthy for Jacob and his girl to see, and all the Sean and Michelle and TJ. So I don't want to say anything dirty on here that I normally. If this was just YouTube alone, oh yeah, the gloves would be off. But yeah, on Instagram, if I'm going on Instagram, I have to also be careful what I say. I can cuss, but not go over the line. But because all social media platforms have different guidelines. But man, it's like we just floored it to the max at the end of the third quarter to show we had no third quarter blues, unlike what happened in fucking Washington on Sunday night when we decided to rest instead. And so I don't know how we got away with that one, but that's not all the time. That's not very often where we have third quarter blues and get away with it by still winning the game. But no third quarter blues here. And the fourth quarter was just built to fucking ass. That's why the game kicked fucking ass, because we fucking tore that shit up like Terry Labonte in the fourth quarter. And, stomped them like Darryl Waltrip. I mean, all three of my homeboys at the end in garbage time, Carter Bryant, Bismack Biyombo, and Jordan McLaughlin, not only sniffed the floor all at once, but they all scored in garbage time, which completed my fucking night. So I am so glad we could do this for Tori Keith, one of my show peeps, and one of my real life friends who's also a longtime fan and supporter of mine, who's nothing but loyal to me since a few years ago, since right around the time the COVID era started, around the late part of the COVID year, going into the vaccine year, Madeline Caroline fucking Smith. I mean, Tori Keith turned Kirk Shumerdine, 27 years old, or Riley Minix. I mean, I hope another team picks them up and gives them the opportunity we couldn't give them. And of course, Madeline is Larry 14, or in some cases, Danny Green, 14 years old, or Gary Neal, or Blake Wesley. I did like Wesley midway through the season, but of course, my luck, he fucking left and went to Portland. And he's been hurt most of the year, so. But give him time. Once he gets healthy again and just starts playing, suits up in a uniform again, much like Mamu, another homeboy from last year's team in Toronto with that poster dunk on Derek White, another former Spur who won a championship in Boston, I believe, in San Antonio. There's no doubt in my mind Wesley's going to turn to prime Jordan. It's like, you asshole, you could not do that for the Spurs, because every time a motherfucker leaves the Spurs and goes to another team, they start doing shit like that, like their prime Michael Jordan. It was like, I hate it here. I mean, I'm grateful for the team we have now. It's like, I wish they could have done what they're doing with their current teams. I wish they could have done that for us. But hey, what am I bitching about? Let them do that shit over there. We got people who are already doing that shit for us here. So the Jackals were amazing tonight. Having Wemby get involved with during the post game antics with Chuck. At the whole team, Wemby with the assistance of the Jackals had us get involved on the Jackals' little antics, celebrating a win as a tradition, and I was doing it too. It was when it was happening in real time, it was so good that I had to make a reel out of it. So if San Antonio wins on Thursday, Emily and I are gonna do that together on my phone, on my phone, and on my Instagram, and we're gonna get a lot of pictures on both my phone, and her social media, and I'm gonna teach her how to do that Luke Cornett pose, oh my god. I'm going to teach her how to do that. I know how to do it because it's easy. Anybody can do a post like that, but I'm going to teach Emily to do it. And I'm going to send it towards Jacob Toby and Sean Elliott Sway, as well as Jacob's girl, Kasserine Taylor, Michelle Montaigne. I'm sorry if I'm botching your last name. TJ Ford. I'm going to send it to all of them. So TJ Ford is a good Bonner replacement, since Bonner went to go work for the broadcast of his original team, the Toronto Raptors, even though he accomplished more as a Spur than a Raptor. And, TJ Ford, who was teammates with Bonner for like a year and a half before that career-ending injury against the Knicks in San Antonio at the SBC Center. And shout out to Jacob for getting a kick out of me being old school and still calling stuff by the predecessor's name. He got a kick out of it, and I'm glad someone, a famous person, enjoys that. A famous sports broadcaster, that in this case. But, TJ Ford's a good replacement for Matt Bonner, considering, they were teammates until TJ's career ended against the Knicks when Baron Davis accidentally ended his career. And I know Baron Davis had to feel bad because of the fact that after TJ hurt himself off Baron, Baron stopped running down the floor for a split second to make sure he was okay because he probably felt bad about the situation. At first, not knowing he accidentally ended a man's career and a man on my team. So it's only fitting that, he's working with us, even though he did do a lot for us as a Spur during the year he was here. He did more with other teams. Whatever team he started off with, I don't know what team he was on the longest, but he did more with them than he did with us. But he was good for us here. I could only imagine if he never got injured in that New York game, he could have been crucial for us in the playoffs and probably would have helped us get past OKC with that young Kevin Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. And I feel like the same way that the following year with Jackson had, he not, tried to think he was better than Manu or Danny, and, decided, focus on trying to be the best version of himself he could be, and was able to stick around for the 2013 playoffs. We have an easier time with him in the rotation and on the team, and we probably would beat Miami, had an easier time beating Miami, only because Ginobili was having a bad series outside of Game 5, and Steven Jackson's presence and, impact on the court would have bailed Manu Ginobili out. Would have bailed Manu out from the bad play he was having, and that's probably would have all that craziness and dramatic excitement that we actually saw after Jackson got cut right before the playoffs. I don't think happens because I think we probably would have dominated a hell of a lot better with Jackson on the team with his presence and impact had he'd not been cut before the playoffs started, but that year, but. That's neither here or there. Unless we could do another alternate history where we win the Spurs the 2013 championship with the final 2012-2013 rosters, but Steven Jackson is actually on the team instead of McGrady, so that could be something we could do in the future, but only time will tell. We got Christmas Eve celebration with the Oliveras tomorrow after a mani-pedi with my dad early in the afternoon. Christmas with Emily and the family for the Spurs, and then I'm going to take her to see Rogerson. That way the Rogersons can get to know her a hell of a lot better. Outside of, Explosion Boy and Toilet Breaker, who are the only ones who know her well because, only one encounter, those two already know her really well. It's gotta take Katie and Justin a little bit of time to know her. They've seen her 2 or 3 times already, so this will help boost them boost their chances of welcoming her to their Facebook and other social media in general, because she's dating their neighbor, most iconic neighbor. And the fact that she's a Swiftie just like them. So I feel really good about Emily's chances on being on Katie and Justin's Facebook as well as other social media because of the fact that she's a Swiftie and the fact this will be their 3rd or 4th time seeing them. So I look forward to providing you guys a bunch of different content. Thursday, the Friday, what I got for Christmas haul will be up. The next Spurs Roundup episode won't be for a while. The cooking videos are set to come back. We're looking to bring back the basketball, the TV broadcast style sports broadcast videos the day we go back to work on January 5th. After work, we might be going one of Gavin McMullen's games, and since he's getting older and is in a higher graded team than he was in 2022. They're no longer games on Saturdays. He plays Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, I think he said. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, something like that. But we might be going to one of his games on Monday night. I have to shoot him a text on Christmas Day after Emily and I are done with spending time together and done watching the Spurs to let him know, because he's probably going to forget. He's not a good rememberer like I am. He doesn't remember shit that well like I do. So we will talk about. I'll remind him. He'll talk to his dad. They'll talk to me, and we'll go from there. And the radio broadcast hopefully will be coming back soon. At least one game. We have to choose wisely which one we want to attend. And then we have to see if Braden Cole's playing or not. Sync VR. So if I can get a hold of him or his mom Angie, then we'll work out a plan. But Anyway, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I need to get the fuck off this thing and, get a drink to, like, celebrate this win even further. Catch you guys for the next, batch of content. Tomorrow, technically later today. Thursday, technically tomorrow. And the next Spurs upload, which will be Christmas Day. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night. And I will see you all for that next video, which will be tomorrow, and then the Christmas stuff Thursday, what I got for Christmas Friday, and whatever we might have the rest of Christmas break. And okay, see you later, everyone. Go Spurs, go. See what I did there? Okay, it's done. See you guys. Okay, see you later.
Go Spurs, go!
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.